Good evening. This is Jim. Thanks for visiting my channel, Off-Grid Living with the Bennetts. Well, behind me on the wall here, you'll see a big square patch sitting right behind the couch. A lot of times when you see something on this on the wall, it's because people got angry, put their hands through the wall. That's not the case. Basically, this entire wall was originally designed, I designed it that this was going to be a kitchen, and I was going to have a countertop across here. So I've got 3 wall plugs on this wall, and they're all around 32 inches high, 34 inches high, something like that. And that was going to be for my countertop. But because we decided to come to our off-grid home and make it actually our home rather than our summer cottage, we've decided to build on, and this is no longer going to be a kitchen. This is going to be our living room. So therefore, 3 wall plugs this high on the wall doesn't really make any sense. So what the plan is I'm going to leave the one up high and you leave the other side up high for now. Most wall plugs are down low to the ground, but then you got to fight to get around the couch to plug stuff in. So for now, I'm going to leave the 2 of them up high. This one here, what the plan is that I'm going to get rid of it. Well, in the room behind me is our mudroom, and I have no electrical in there other than lights. So that's where our freezer is. So I was going to bring an electrical line up through the floor for that room, and then I decided, no, I'll just take this one, cut a hole in the wall, take it through the wall into the other side. These 3 wall plugs, because this was going to be my kitchen, they're actually all on separate circuits. A fridge, a stove, not a stove, a fridge, a freezer, air conditioner, they should all be on their own circuits. So because I've got my freezer in the other room, I decided that this would be the perfect wall plug, just send it through the wall. So I've had to cut through my thermal barrier. I had to cut through the insulation. But it really doesn't matter because I don't need a thermal barrier and I don't need insulation in this wall. Because this is no longer an outside wall. This was originally an outside wall, which meant that it had to be all insulated and have a thermal barrier. That's not the case anymore. So I have moved the plug, and but I have taped the thermal barrier back up again. So follow along my video, and you'll be able to see how I move a wall plug from one room into the other room without really making a big mess. So follow along, and you'll see what I'm doing. So there's the wall plug in question. Basically what I did is I took the cover off, and then after that I got my square and I made a nice rectangular shape, and I cut the drywall. I cut open the thermal barrier. I pulled the insulation away, and then I marked inside where the wall plug is going to be going on the opposite side, and I drilled 4 holes in the corners. Then I went around into the mudroom. I got my saw, my jigsaw, and I cut each bolt or each drill hole till it was back to my rectangle. And then I basically moved the wall plug to the opposite side, and I put it back together. I put the cover in, and then after that was done, I went back to my the original side again. I moved the insulation around. I put the thermal barrier back on, and I taped it all up. And once that was all done, then I had to be prepared to start filling it back in again. So I cut a new piece of drywall, and once I did that, rather than just stick it on and screw it on, I put some boards in behind it to help reinforce it. You have to do that, or else it's not going to sit properly. If it gets banged, it's going to it'll crack where you tape it. So I put some boards in the back to basically reinforce it, and then that gave me a good way to put the new drywall on. So all I have to do now is to mud it, tape it up, mud it, sand it, and paint it. So there you have it. That was basically how everything went, and it turned out perfectly. I'm really pleased with the end result. And so now you can take a look, see a tour of my mud room, where my freezer now is, rather than sitting right in the middle of the room, it's sitting where I want it, out of the way, and the room is much more functional. So thanks for watching, and if you ever need to move a wall plug from one wall into the other wall, this is how you do it. It worked out perfectly for me, and I'm really pleased. And yeah, once I get this all mudded and painted, you'll never know there was ever a wall plug there. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next video.